Hi, welcome back. So today we will be learning about cycle direction in directed and undirected graph using DFS. So let's see what we have got for you in this video. So first of all, we will go through some important terms which is very important to know before starting or knowing the algorithm of cycle detection. Then we will see an example of is a cycle present in a graph. Then we will recap the DFS and we will see the changes in the DFS function that we have to make in the case of directed and undirected graph in order to achieve that algorithm. And then finally we will look at the running time. So let's move upon the important terms. First, we'll go through what is a parent node. A node U is a parent of V if V is visited the first time from U, which means if we have a vertex U, it is directly connected to V using a edge. So if I call DFS U, it will surely call or visit the vertex V the first time. Then U will be known as its parent. So moving on, what is ancestor? A U is an ancestor of V if we can reach V from U and U is not the parent of V, which means that there exists a path from U to V, but U is not the parent of V. In that case, U will be known as its ancestor and V will be known as the descendant. So moving on, we have a tree edge. A edge which is present in the tree after we perform the DFS algorithm is known as the tree edge. Here in this figure, all the green edges, which is 1, 2, 3, 1 to 2, all the green edges are the tree edges. So let's see what is a back edge. It is an edge from V to its ancestor U. Here in this figure, 2 is an ancestor of 6 and there is an edge from 6 to 2, which is to its ancestor, therefore it is a back edge. And finally, what is a forward edge? It is an edge from U to V, but it is not a part of the DFS tree. Here 8 is a descendant of 1 and there is a edge from 1 to 8 and it is also not included in the DFS tree. So here it will be known as the forward edge. Moving on, let's see when is a cycle present in a graph. It is when there is a back edge in the graph. So let's see using an example. In this figure, it is an undirected graph. If I move from 0 to 1 and then 1 to 2, 0 will be ancestor of 2 as discussed in the previous slides. And there is a edge from 2 to 0. So this one will be a back edge which detects that there is a cycle. Similarly, in case of directed graph, if I move from 0 to 3, as there is an edge from 0 to 3, then 3 to 4, 4 will be a descendant of 0 or 0 will be ancestor of 4 and there is an edge from descendant to ancestor which is also a back edge. So in this case there will be also a cycle. Similarly, there will be another cycle if I move from 0 to 2, then 2 to 1 and then 0 is the ancestor of 1 and there is a back edge from 1 to 0. There are two cycles in this graph. So this is how we detect a cycle using a back edge. So let's recap the DFS function. For a DFS to run, I have created two variables, which was a visited array, which was a boolean array to maintain or assure the property that no node is visited twice, and another was that I maintain the array list which store the result. So in the DFS function, we will first mark U to true, add the vertex U to the array list, explore all of its neighbor, and if it is not visited, we will call the DFS function. So this was just the overview of the DFS function. If you want to know in detail, please refer to our previous video which was on DFS. Moving on, so let's see what all changes that we have to make in the DFS algorithm so that we can detect cycle in undirected and directed graph. So let's look what the code looks like in case of undirected graph. For undirected graph, we have to make only one additional change, which is we have to store the parent of any vertex. And as we know that U will be the parent of W only if W is visited by U the first time, which is in this if case, the parent of W is U as W is visited the first time by U, and this else case is used to detect the back edge. As W's visit is already visited, we will check the condition that parent of U is not equal to W. If it is true, a cycle will be detected. So it is very important to note that we have to make the parent of the root node to null, as the root node does not have any parent. So let's see using this graph how this code will detect the cycle. If I move from 0 to 1, parent of 1 will be 0, and move from 1 to 2, parent of 2 will be 1. So now DFS2 will be called, and as 0 is the neighbor of 2, it will go in this for loop, and as it is a back edge, we have to see that if it detects the back edge or not. As 0 is already visited, it will go in this else case, and we have to check this if condition. The parent of 2 is 1 and the W here is 0, so here this condition is true, hence a cycle will be detected. This is it for undirected graph. So let's move on to a directed graph. So in the case of directed graph, we have to maintain one additional thing, which is a completed array. It will be a Boolean array. We'll note that a vertex u is completed or not. So at the end of the DFS algorithm, the vertex u will complete its DFS. So I'm marking complete u to true. So the main aim is to detect the back edge. So if a back edge is present, we will mark that a cycle is detected. So this else is doing the same thing. So you must be wondering that how this else case have been detecting a back edge. So let us imagine that if there's a path from u to v, it is sure that from DFS u, v will be visited. That is, there must be a recursive call of DFS u which will surely call DFS-V. And hence note that since DFS-U is not yet finished, and if there exists a backedge from V to U, the else case will do the same thing, which is if U is not completed, it will detect the cycle. So let us see using this graph too. So from U, which is 0, we will move to 3. From 3 we will move to 4, as this is a back edge and 0 has not been completed, and 0 is an ancestor of 4. This is a back edge and hence else will detect it. So this is it for the directed graph. Let us move on to its running time. The running time will be same as that of DFS function, as the completed array in the case of directed graph and the parent array in the case of undirected graph. Both of them will take constant time, and its running time will be same as that of DFS. So let's see what we have got for you in the next video. It is Kruskal algorithm. So that's it for today's video. Thank you.